Hello, Namaste and welcome to DVM English. You are watching Fitness Funda. In this episode, we will talk about the fitness. Everyone has the birthright to be fit. What are the reason of diseases? Why do we get diseases? What are psychosomatic diseases? And how to get rid of them? So today we will talk with Dr. Gopalkrishna. He is the Spiritual Tablet Global founder and he is founder of Anando Brahma and he is the coordinator for PMC Global. So let us talk with him and try to understand what are psychosomatic diseases and why they are generated in the body and how to get rid of them. Namaste sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much sir, and my warm wishes to the PMC Dhyana Jagath movement as well as of course the English channel as well. And so being a medical doctor with the experience of in spiritual field since last 25 years, I can clearly say every illness have three major reasons behind that, like the unwanted, unscientific and irregular food habits, and similarly unwanted, unscientific and irregular thinking habits, and then the same way the relationships. So the food as well as the relationships and then the thinking patterns. So these are the three major culprits which will eventually lead to a disease on the physical body.
Okay sir, as you have rightly said, like there are 3 points for diseases to occur. Yeah. So let us analyze one by one. So let us go with the thinking pattern first.
Yeah. So in thinking pattern, basically people will have, on a common average, if you take a material person, they will have either the negative thinking or a neutral thinking at most they possess. These are the two levels usually we see. But the thinking pattern can be negative, neutral, positive and miraculous. So there are 4 levels. So whenever a person shift from this negative and neutral to the levels like positive and miraculous, that will automatically create a divine in their life. So that's why the thinking pattern has to be changed towards the positive and miraculous. And it should be purposeful. Of course, miraculously we can we may try to attract crores of money or some name and fame. But in every lifetime we have our own choices and a pre-birth plan. So accordingly one has to understand the purpose of life and that we need to manifest in our day-to-day life. So for that only we have to use our thought power. So whenever we have that purposeful thoughts and we live according to the positive and miraculous thoughts, then the thinking is absolutely fine. And all the psychosomatic illnesses are almost 80 to 90% of the illnesses are psychosomatic today. Whenever the thoughts, the mind waves are going in a very disturbed manner, that will automatically change the waves in the body. So mind waves is equal to body waves was a great invention by Betty Shine in her books. So that's why if we are able to control the thoughts, it is not exactly the control word. If we are able to keep the thoughts in a streamlined manner.
Can we tame the thoughts?
Yeah, we can tame the thoughts according to our purpose. And that too in a miraculous way, then they are all set. We can alleviate all the psychosomatic component of the illnesses what we are seeing as a sin in day-to-day life.
Like most of the people, they have the tendency to think something. Thinking has become a habit for them. So in that scenario, like how to get rid of this thinking scenario pattern?
See, basically thinking is a human mechanism. Like all the 5 senses we are using for the physical body, the sensory senses and motor senses, they will function automatically because they are there unless you shut voluntarily. Similarly, the mind has an ability to think on a constant basis about past, about present and about future, about the environment, about the self. In 360 degrees, it keeps on thinking because it is the mind nature. So there is a mechanism, like if we shut the eyes, 80% of the energy is internalized. We are not seeing. Consciously, you closed your eyes. Similarly, consciously, you may not listen to the other people or environment or music or whatever. It is your choice. So similarly, the mind, whatever is constantly thinking, it is our conscious choice to shut it as well.
Yes.
So in a given day, in a particular moment in the name of meditation, if one can observe their breath, then slowly, when they are observing, they will reach a stage where there won't be any thoughts, that no thought stage, nirmal sthiti, one
Yes.
can attain. It is possible.
Hmm.
So if we experience that no thought state, during which a lot of cosmic energy will comes and all the benefits of meditation and spiritual journey automatically we can get.
Yes.
So that's why the thoughts will come. That is the nature of the mind. But being a psyche, being a self, being a God within, we need to control that mind through meditation.
Yeah, that was told in a very simple manner and very elegant manner.
Yeah.
So now let us move on to the second point, that is the relationship.
Yes.
Like how relationship is going to inculcate the diseases within you.
See, basically in every lifetime, as I said earlier, according to our pre-birth plan, we have a specific purpose in every given lifetime.
Yes.
Based on the previous lifetimes learning. For example, if they stopped learning in the previous lifetimes at 6th standard, now in this lifetime, they will select all the characters and the environment and their way of life to study the 7th standard. Because already up to 6th, they already studied. It's not the material education I'm saying about, soul education.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's why in every lifetime, we are learning a lot of things. So to support this learning, we choose certain characters in our life.
Okay.
In the office environment, as a family environment, and in the community. So these are the righteous relationships. So whenever people doesn't understand their purpose, what exactly they are supposed to do, and if they don't understand the who am I, the potential they have within,
Yes.
then automatically they will fall back into unscientific, unwanted, and irregular relationships.
Yeah.
So when they are with the wrong relationships and unscientific relationships, those people will start influencing these people with their own thoughts, actions, and deeds.
So in the same streamline of the thoughts what you are discussing, so like any person who is coming into our life, so can I say that there is a karmic pattern, or we have selected them to like come into our life so that we can experience in this lifetime?
Yes, every relationship whichever we are attracting, definitely there is a principle law of attraction.
Yes.
Like attracts like. Based on the current state of our mind, our thoughts, our actions, beliefs, we attract the people.
Yes.
But whenever we are attracting a person, we need to analyze why I attracted this particular person. Suppose if that person is very helpful and giving joy and giving learning, that is wonderful.
Yes.
We can continue with that relationship. Whenever that relationship becomes painful, even though it is a marital relationship or the within family or out of the family or job environment, wherever,
Yes.
if it is painful, then immediately we need to put a question, why I attracted this kind of person and what is the qualities they possess.
Okay.
Every person, every human being is a personification for positive qualities and negative qualities.
Yes.
So if we observe and we analyze the positives and negatives that are there with them, the same qualities we also will possess according to the law of attraction.
Okay.
That's why we attract them.
We can say that the person in front of us, he is the reflection to our qualities or our this thing.
Absolutely.
Personality.
They are the mirror for our internal psyche.
Okay.
So that's why whatever the positive qualities they are possessing, that we need to develop. Maybe they are operating at 90% and we are at some 20 or 30%. So we have to develop our positive qualities, because that's why to learn that we attracted those people, including the spiritual guru, we attract into our life to improve our positive qualities. In some instances, they possess some negative qualities. With that, they may be creating a lot of harm or sadness to us.
Yes.
But to attract those kind of negative qualities or sad qualities people, we need to have at least 5% of it.
Okay.
So that's why we have to work on our own 5% or 10% of negative qualities which we have observed from the neighbor people whom we have attracted.
Yes.
So by observing in the qualities level, more than 80% of the relationship problems we can solve. More than 80%.
Okay.
I cannot say every relationship problem can be solved only by working with qualities. There are certain other factors, like as you said, the karmic factors. Whatever we have did in the past, in previous lifetimes, whenever something is incomplete, again to fill that incompleteness in this lifetime, again those people will be repeated.
Yes.
So those areas we need to work on, that past life therapy patterns. For this, we give a beautiful practical exercise, which is cost zero, like we call it as a yogic nights.
Okay.
Means every day evening, at least for 40 days, they have to follow this yogic nights to understand the past painful relationships, whichever is there. Sometimes it may be good relationships also in the past life. So that will automatically improve our current relationship status. So for that, evening before 7 o'clock, they have to complete their dinner in a, ram fruits and such kind of sattvic food you have to take.
Okay.
And then before sleep, they have to meditate. And after sleep, by any chance, if they woke up around at 1:30 or 2 o'clock, so during that period, they have to read the past life therapy books, like Many Masters, Many Lives,
Okay.
The Law of Spirit World, any Soul Same's wisdom books, like
Yes.
Life After Death. So if they read those books during midnight, and after some time again, they can go for a second sleep
Okay.
with meditation, and then they can go for a second nap for example, like from 4 to 6 or 5 to 6, something like that. So if they follow this exercise, they should not keep any alarm to wake up. It should be natural.
Yes.
Okay. And if they do it, within few days, they are bound to get some of the miraculous dreams about their past lives, which are connected to the current problem. So that's why to tame the relationships, the first factor is like working with the qualities, as I said before.
Yes.
But whenever in that level it is not operating, something is lagging and they are unable to come out of that particular strong relationship pattern, we need to find either in the past or in the future also.
Yes.
For the past, this yogic nights exercise for 40 days, brilliantly it will be helpful. If they are unable to figure out, then of course they can go for a standard past life therapy coach.
Yes.
They can go and then they can figure out by going to the past lives.
Yes.
And in some cases, it may be future. For example, a person who are supposed to be learn certain things from a spiritual master, they will be deeply bounded to him.
Okay.
Or even a helpful friend who can support him in his future endeavors, those people will be very strongly attached in the current moment. The reason for the current strong attachment is not in the past or not in the present. In future, they are supposed to maintain that relationship to facilitate their soul growth.
Okay.
So that's why most of the people, they are attached more towards the spiritual gurus, because the spiritual guru is the torchbearer for their future endeavors.
Okay.
So that's why they will have a very strong relationship with their mentors. That is good, but you have to mold it for the spiritual work.
Yes.
The more you indulge and work volunteering or whatever the way, if you work with a spiritual guru, the more you learn, and you will start reading your own self, and you can make your own path. After that, you don't need any guru.
Yes.
Then automatically that relationship wean off automatically. So that's why correcting the present moment with qualities, or looking into the past, or looking into the future, making a soul program for the future, working with a spiritual guru or mentor or friend or whomsoever, support your soul growth. For them also, we maintain that relationship in a strong manner.
Yeah, that was a very wonderful coverage. Like what are the relationship and how we have to tame the relationship, how to connect ourselves with the other person. So that is a very wonderful guidance you have given. Yeah. So going further, let us come to our third point. That is food habits. Food habits are base for most of the diseases. Like if you have the good food habits, you will have good health. You have bad food habits, you have bad health. So like how food habits can impact us in the scenario of health?
So if we want to understand the food habits, first we have to understand the word food.
Okay.
I have my own kind of definition with the spiritual tablet system, because I am observing the people.
Okay.
Here I see the food for the soul with all these 5 sensory senses and the motor senses.
Okay.
It is not that only the food we are taking through the mouth to feed the stomach.
Okay.
It is the food that we are giving through the eyes, to the ears, to the senses. All the 5 senses are continuously giving some inputs to the soul.
Yes.
Through which the soul is nurtured. So that's why first we have to understand that food is not just a physical food that we eat every day 3 times as a meal.
Yes.
It is the food that we are giving with all the 5 senses. So whenever we understand this in a broad spectrum, in a bird eye view, then we need to understand the concept of optimal diet.
Okay.
Optimal diet, mitahar, we call it as.
Yes.
So this optimal diet means whatever you are seeing, whatever you are listening, okay, whatever you are sensing through the five senses, it should be optimal.
Okay.
It should not be too much like a greedy or a craving, and it should not be like a with complete detachment. You don't want anything on this earth life. You cannot completely detach out of it.
Yes.
As long as you are in this physical body, with body, mind, soul complex, we are bound to take all the pleasures from the environment, and we have to use all these five senses, and we have to take inputs out of it, and we have to nurture the soul through the experiences. So it should be optimal. Optimal means, for me, being a medical doctor and a spiritual counselor, I listen a lot with my patients to understand their problems. A common man like some other person like you or someone else, you should not listen all to his stories and sufferings and sorrows. That will affect your growth.
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
Exactly. So that's why for you, the listening should be very limited. The moment they say they have a lot of problems, immediately one has to give the solution straight away, that go into become a plant-based diet and do meditation, you can solve your problem. You have to cut it for a common man.
Yes.
But for me as a doctor, very patiently, I have to listen to them. So here the word optimal is very clever word which we have to understand in a very profound way.
Okay.
Similarly, the food also. I may eat only 2 idlis, or you may eat 6 idlis, or someone else eat 12 puris.
Yes.
So depending on the person, their appetite, it changes, right? So that's why all these five senses, how much we have to take, it has to be decided by an individual according to their individual soul growth and requirement. That's why it should be optimal.
Yes.
And it changes from time to time. Earlier, when I am as a medical student in the hostel, I used to eat buckets of food.
Okay.
After doing a 30 days of no food experiment, I understood the value of food, how it will create disasters as well as how it will create the miraculous aspects of life.
Okay.
So then today my food patterns are entirely different.
Yes.
Whenever I am hungry, then only for the half stomach I'll take, and I'll take only the tasty and pleasurable things.
Yes.
I'll eat only for the pleasure. So that is the third component.
Yes.
Means one has to take food with all these five senses, watching a movie, or listening to some music, or taking physical food. Whenever there is that hunger, for the hunger only, half the hunger we have to give.
Okay.
That is the key principle. One should not take a neck full of the food.
Okay.
Whether it is watching, so you cannot watch a morning show, matinee, evening and night, all the shows continuously hours together.
Yes.
It is indirectly killing the soul. Okay, we have to nurture the soul in all possible means.
Okay.
Whenever there is desire, of course, yes, you are bound to give, and it should be only half the way.
Yes.
Half the hunger. And it should be tasty, it should be knowledgeable, it should be joyful.
Yes.
All the pleasures, all the five senses that we are using on the physical body, the food that we are giving, it should be pleasurable, it should be joyful, and it should be knowledgeable. Whenever these three components are there, immediately we have to shut that door, and we have to withdraw our senses like a tortoise withdraw its senses.
Yes.
So that's why the food habits, unwanted, unscientific and irregular means, all these five senses, how greatly we are taking food inside for the soul, that is very, very important.
So in this scenario, I just wanted to ask one more question. Like these days, most of the dietitians or maybe all spiritual scientists, they are stressing on one point: you should take plant-based food. So can you just throw me some light on this? Why plant-based food?
Yes, definitely. Whenever I say all these five senses, you have to, use in a proper way.
Yes.
Among those, of course, the taste and the food is also one factor.
Yes.
So for that, the human organism, like the body, human body, as a herbivorous animal,
yes,
it is meant for only the plant-based foods, not for the animal-based food.
Yes.
If you take the carnivorous animals which will live on the meat,
yes,
which has the canine tooth and their gut, all these things are meant for taking meat,
yes,
and to digest it and live on it. As a part of the evolution, a certain period of time, animal live on another animal.
Yes.
Human being, as a social animal, is supposed to live only on the plant-based food.
Yes.
See, if you take there is a kerosene engine is there, diesel engine is there, like a petrol engine is there,
Yeah.
which is meant for that a petrol engine, you have to put only the petrol in it.
Hmm.
If you put a wrong fuel, automatically the whole system will, over a period of time, it will be completely destroyed.
Yes.
Similarly, the human vehicle itself is meant only for the plant-based diet.
Yes.
So at one point of time, out of greediness or out of ignorance, people has completely diverted. So they are putting a wrong fuel and wrong food. Then automatically over a period of time, the machine will got struck or it will get all sorts of diseases.
Yes.
And still I am not talking about Lord Buddha here.
Yeah.
Like ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Whenever we are interfering with an animal and we are killing and then we are creating a lot of karma out of it, if you give pain, in return you are supposed to take pain.
Yes.
What are the pains that we are getting in our day-to-day body life is all because we are giving pain to the people and to the animals. And the same suffering in the name of joint pains and psychiatric disorders or so many disorders, they will bring it back. That is all about karma.
Yes.
But being a medical doctor with a scientific study of the body is comparable with the herbivores, the animals which are completely dependent on the plant-based things. The human being also made like that.
Wow, that was a wonderful information on like why we should go for a plant-based diet. So going further, like I would like to ask you one question. Like there are so many diseases. So like most of the people these days are getting blood pressures. So low blood pressure, the high blood pressure. So many people are experiencing this kind of disease pattern.
Yeah.
So can you just tell me, like for getting a blood pressure, like where is the factor? I mean, in the thinking pattern, or it is in the relationship, or it is the food base? Like how it is? Can you just elaborate?
Definitely. So the Spiritual Tablet Research Foundation, over a period of 16 years, tried to work on wisdom path.
Yes.
Because when I learned from my guru, Brahmarshi Patriji, he always used to say, meditation will give spiritual wisdom. The spiritual wisdom will liberate you from all the sufferings and sins.
Yes.
Dhyanam varne jnanamu, jnanam varne mukti. In Telugu, we call it as. So whenever people are becoming meditators day by day, and they are acquiring lot of wisdom, and how this wisdom is trying to cure their day-to-day problems in that area,
yes,
we try to focus more, and then brilliantly we have established that spiritual pathological triangle where the reason, a spiritual reason for an illness, and the complaints on the physical body,
yes,
and different types of identification, soul scanning signs like object signs, experiences. With that we can identify easily, because there may be an array of reasons,
yes,
from 0 to 180, because people's scenarios are different, purposes are different.
yes,
in the same family, all the 5 members may not have a same kind of purpose. So that's why disease may be same.
Okay.
Like the hypertension, when you say there is a hypertension, maybe you may see 100 people with hypertension.
Yes.
But everyone is in a different scenario.
Okay.
So that's why to identify different reasons also, we had come up with a different soul scanning tools.
Okay.
Which we call as 7 types of experiences in 7 spiritual tablets, like meditation experiences,
okay,
and their dreams, day-to-day coincidences, what they are learning from the spiritual books, what the spiritual guru advised them, like directly in person or in astrally. So that guru messages, and day-to-day analysis of their own activity. All these things we observe.
Yes.
And out of this, we came up with a brilliant knowledge, wisdom solutions for every illness.
Okay.
That is what we call as spiritual tablets. Tablets means not the physical ointment or a tablet.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to be very clear for the viewers, especially in this area.
Okay.
And coming to the hypertension, yes, of course. Hypertension, where the blood which is flowing in the vessels,
yes,
will move with a high pressure, especially.
Yes.
So whenever is moving with high pressure, that will automatically leads to certain disasters. Okay, in long run. And because of that, there are certain complaints on the body whenever the blood is moving in a high pressure.
Yes.
That itself automatically create certain changes, and people will get certain symptoms.
Okay.
So to reduce that, of course, different medical systems are there. They will do their own job.
Yes.
And coming to the knowledge path, the wisdom path, here, because the blood is working as a medium in the body,
Yes.
Because blood is a medium. That is the first sentence usually we learn in our medical science.
Yes.
Because it is a medium for the right and wrong and good and bad and everything in the body.
Yes.
One has to work as a best medium in life.
Yes.
Whenever a person is a failure to work as a medium in a given situation, in a family,
Yes.
in a job environment, or in a community environment, where we are supposed to work as a medium. Medium means through us, lot of things will flow. We act as a medium in a particular area. Today, for this interview, you are a medium.
Okay.
PMC channel is a medium for me to share my wisdom to the people.
Correct.
It is connecting, right?
Yes.
So wherever that medium responsibility is there, if people are going away from that medium responsibility because of this fast-paced world,
Yes.
and pure material kind of living, people are out of that middle path where they are supposed to balance the spiritual thing as well as material aspects. So the working as a medium was totally gone from the people's life.
Yes.
So that is the first area one has to check.
Okay.
And number two, the blood is circulating all over the body. So here we have a beautiful concept called circulatory forces.
Yes.
Where the circulatory forces means there are dependable factors and independent factors. In the independent factors, which we can manipulate and control.
Yes.
So these independent factors are like cosmic energy, the name and fame,
Okay.
and then money. So these are the three things which are independent, which we can manipulate, we can change them. So these circulatory forces has an entry point and maintenance and then expenditure. For example, money we earn from some certain sources.
Yes.
And we preserve some amount of money with us.
Yes.
As a balance, bank balance or property or whatever.
Yeah.
And then some amount of expenditure every day we do in different ways.
Yes.
So this entry point, maintenance and exit, these three levels are there.
Yes.
So all these three levels, similarly for the cosmic energy, we receive cosmic energy from different sources.
Yes.
And we maintain certain cosmic energy. And then in a lot of areas we spend cosmic energy to learn or to help others.
Yes.
Similarly, name and fame. So these three factors will decide the other dependent factors like the blood, the electricity in the house, similarly the water cycle that is there in our body.
Okay.
You are asking only about the blood. Similarly, the water is also there as a cycle. Water is circulating in our body.
Yes.
Okay, so if the water is more in the legs, that is called, we call it as an edema because of the kidney failures.
Yes.
In the face, in the lungs also water may clog.
Yeah.
In the heart. So wherever the water is unnecessarily clogging, that is an endpoint failure.
Yes.
Okay, because that itself is a circulatory force. See, like the blood. Similarly, the electricity in the home. So these three are uncontrollable factors because they are dependent on the controllable factors like which I said earlier, the money,
Yes.
the cosmic energy and the name and fame. So during counseling process, we identify all these scenarios wherever they are a utter failure in these circulatory forces. Some people may have a lot of good amount of energy with them, but they don't use it for the good activities to do some service in the community.
They are not doing the right channeling.
Right channeling.
Yes.
They have their purpose, but they don't reach their purpose. They don't use that cosmic energy and name and fame towards the spiritual spreading activity.
Yes.
Some people have money. So this money, wherever they are supposed to use, there they may not use.
Yes.
Sometimes the entry point of the money, they may have a wrong scenario. Like whenever I see certain serious disorders, whenever I take the history, they might have indulged in a poultry businesses or some violence related businesses.
Okay.
They may be getting very good amount of money, but their entry point is very wrongly designed. Like Lord Buddha says in Ashtanga Yoga, the righteous livelihood, Samma Ajiva. So they are indulged in a wrong livelihood. Whenever you are giving pain to the animals for the sake of money, you are bound to receive that pain somewhere or other. So that's why how you are receiving the money, how much you are supposed to maintain with you. In every lifetime, we come as a rich man or a poor man.
Yes.
If you are rich man means for that richness there is a purpose. Without understanding the purpose, if you got a lot of money with you, that maintenance factor is completely deranged.
Yes.
If the maintenance factor is deranged, that will directly hit the heart area.
Yes.
So most of the heart blocks and heart internal things are because of that maintenance failure of these factors of cosmic energy money and name and fame.
Yes.
So that's why the blood pressure also falls in that same category.
Mhm.
So these circulatory forces, how best we are utilizing according to our purpose is very, very important.
Yes.
So when we work with them
Mm.
in their own footsteps, slowly we understand their thoughts, their attitudes, their purpose, and how they are utilizing these circulatory forces in their life. Once we correct it properly,
Yes.
automatically the hypertension factor will comes to a normal,
Mm.
and slowly they can come out of the pills also.
Yes.
No need to use any medicines.
Mm.
Of course, the regular meditation, plant-based diet automatically bring back the hypertension levels.
Yes.
But still, people may be using some medicines.
Mm.
To make these medicines zero, one has to work on the circulatory forces concept, and as I said earlier, working as a best medium in the community, balancing spiritual and material half.
Okay.
If they are purely with the material life, we cannot. He keeps on working there only. Half of the life is already missing.
Mm.
We cannot say it's a normal balance.
Mm.
So first they have to balance both spiritual and material halves,
Okay.
and then they have to balance this cosmic energy, name and fame, and the third factor like money.
Money. Yes.
Yeah, that is the circulatory forces.
You have told three main factors. That is money, the cosmic energy, name and fame.
Yeah.
So all the three factors holds good for all the diseases, or this is only exclusively for the blood pressure kind of a thing?
Yeah, circulatory forces as I said, the blood is one circulatory force.
Yeah.
Similarly, in the house, the electricity is a circulatory force.
Mm.
Water cycle is also there. So any water related illnesses, suppose if they have, for example, for diabetes people, the whole night they have to go for urination.
Yes.
That is called frequent urination they will go for.
Yeah.
So there the outlet factor is a damaged mechanism.
Yes.
Because frequently they are bound to go.
Mm.
Similarly, frequent urination
Yes.
complaints they will have. For some people, if they go to the community, in the society, they have a fear of sudden urine surge.
Yes.
Micturition reflex they get. That's why almost they stop going to community very frequently.
Okay.
So that's why any water related illnesses in the body or this blood related illnesses, and similarly in the house any electricity related complaints also. It looks like a bit weird for the people if I say,
Okay.
but that is also a circulatory cycle.
Okay.
That is also we control only with these independent circulatory factors.
Yeah.
So if a person meditate and understand his life, and if we work on these primary circulatory forces in a proper way, then all these dependent factors automatically will be saturated.
Yes.
Because if there is a wall, there is bound to be a shadow. All these factors are shadows for the original wall. So the soul is the primordial here, and the spiritual intellect is the primordial.
Yes.
If you set the soul and spiritual intellect in a proper way, and the body and mind is bound to follow it automatically.
And in this context, maybe I do not know whether this is the right context to ask this question, but sometimes what happens is some people when enter your house, we will see that some electrical issues just creep up.
Yeah.
So it has anything to do with the electromagnetism and what you have told. Anything is interconnected, or
Definitely,
how do you say?
definitely in the higher intelligence,
Yes.
if at all such kind of coincidences happens,
Yeah.
then definitely we need to see there is some derangement in the circulatory forces arrangement. Maybe that person is right or wrong. In what way we need to tune and work with him. All these areas we need to work.
Okay.
That's why I gave you that example of that electricity, as I said, because see, money is one factor where everybody is dependent.
Yes.
Money circulation. Similarly, electricity.
Yes.
Similarly, the Wi-Fi. So these are all some of the circulatory forces on which we were completely dependent in the day-to-day life.
Yes.
These are all nothing but different modes of energies.
Yes.
Whenever there is a imbalance with the relationship factor, then immediately that impact will be there automatically on the other energies. So that is what we see as a coincidence.
Can we say that this is a coincidence, or this is an indication to improve our things what we are doing, or recheck the things what we are doing?
Coincidences are indications only.
Yes.
They are brilliant indications to understand the reason behind it, and if we work it out, then in future we don't fall in those type of sad experiences. Yeah.
most of the things what are happening today is, like most of the people, they are getting a common disease called cancer. Cancer has become a common thing.
Yeah.
So in earlier days, if you see 30 years back or 40 years back, maybe out of 10 only 1 or 2 people used to get cancer, but these days it has increased to 5 to 6 people out of 10.
Yeah.
So what is the reason for the surge of this cancer? That is one question. And what are the mechanism behind the cancer to advance so quickly among the people?
See, with the last 25 years of experience, I define disease as a friend on our body.
Okay.
A friend came into your life to teach you something. That is how we need to understand the illness first.
Okay.
Because it is a auto-regulated reminder on our body based on the deviation from the purpose. We are supposed to travel in a particular purpose.
Yes.
Whenever we are deviating from that, so the deviation will be indicated as a alarm on our body in the name of the disease.
Okay.
So if there is a little deviation like 10% and 20% from the original purpose, it will give an alarm as a skin problem.
Okay.
Which is very simple, easy. Still you can live with it.
Yes.
Okay. Or a social problem, or a financial problems, or a relationship problems like that.
Okay.
Where there is a 10-20% deviation. Whenever it is more than 20-30 to 40%, it will usually create the musculoskeletal, muscle problems.
Okay.
And if there is a 90% deviation, then the bone breakage, where we will met with an accident.
Okay.
And you have to lay on the bed for 3 weeks or 6 weeks or, from months to recollect, again to set your life into the normal position, because the deviation is more. And if it is a 180 degree, then usually it comes as a neurological problems, where the nerve cells will be damaged in the name of paralysis or whatever the kind.
Okay.
And there may be some residual damage also, which they have to carry along for the lifetime, because completely they are going in a 160, 180, 170 area.
Okay.
In a wrong direction. And whenever the deviation is 180 degrees, means instead of going this side, I am going quite opposite direction.
Opposite direction, yes.
And there is no point in living here.
Yes.
You have a purpose brought with you, and you don't know the purpose, and you are going in a quite opposite direction. Whenever you are going in a quite opposite direction, you are a help for yourself and for the community also.
Yes.
Because a wrong person in a wrong place create chaos to all the people around.
Yes, yes.
So that's why when you are going in a reverse direction, the primary idea of coming onto this earth plane as a soul with a body, having a purpose and going in that line to fulfill that purpose.
Yes.
So if you don't know the purpose and you are going in a reverse direction, you are destroying yourself and destroying other people also.
Yes.
So then the reminder mechanism, as I call it, the friend, is the cancer.
Okay.
Which is like a death stamped illness today. Initially it starts with a slow reminder.
Okay.
And slowly by the time fourth stage it will spread across the body and people will find their death.
Yes.
Here the death means for the physical body only. Soul is happy.
Yes.
Again it will take another lifetime and again will come.
Yes.
So soul always comes and goes. But the physical body dies here.
Yes.
But for the physical body to survive, like the dress we are using here, see, dress which we are using, it has its own purpose. Suppose there are a lot of holes on the dress, there is no point in using the dress. Immediately we throw it and then we will go for a new dress.
New dress, correct.
So similarly, the soul, when it is coming here, it comes with the physical body. As long as they are going in a righteous purpose, they live happily. The dress is beautiful. When you are going in a 180 degree, okay, in a wrong direction, then immediately the dress automatically will get a lot of reminders all over the body, a cancer spread, and it will have a lot of holes, and we have to leave that body dress, and then again the soul has to go above to bring a new dress again.
Okay.
So here we have to understand that any death stamped illnesses, majority the cancers.
Yes.
Because the people are traveling in a 180 degree wrong direction. So once we set back it to the normal, then again we can bring it back all the alarms into normal position. There is a chance.
In case of cancer, like a few people, like those are spiritual scientists or the health specialists, they say that the thinking pattern when they observe, like these people, those who are suffering from cancer, they have the thinking pattern maybe earlier or during the life that they wanted to commit suicide or they wanted to end this life. These thinking patterns got impacted in their cells, and that has created the cancer. That is also one of the
reason. I agree with it.
Yeah.
What I told now is a metaphysical reason,
Okay.
Understanding from the universal perspective.
Okay.
In the big picture, we have to understand what we are And accordingly, according to our purpose, if we correct ourselves, and then we will be happy.
Yes.
Whenever we are, as I said earlier, we are going in a wrong direction, automatically you are a chaos for the surrounding people and for yourself.
Yes.
So whatever the karma that we are creating, the sinful activity that we are doing to the people around, what you are giving to others, you are bound to receive. That give and take principle.
Yes.
So that receiving, you are giving harm to others, and you are bound to receive harm to yourself. So you harm with your own thoughts. So that recoiling of the thoughts automatically starts. Whether you call it as all the 7 layers, like a physical body, etheric body, mental body, cosmic body, causal, supracausal body, all the 7 layers are there. So whenever we are wrongly aligned in the big picture, from the higher layers, we are deranged. That will automatically change the spiritual body, which will automatically change the thoughts in the mental body. So similar type of thoughts again and again we attract. The precipitating factors like an alcoholic husband or a financial trouble, or child may be deranged. So for that again we keep on thinking for a period of 4 years or 5 years, if they have that recoiled thinking. So that repetitive behavior, that is the repetitive regeneration of the cells. So cancer is nothing but recurrence.
Yes.
A cell will aberrantly, it will create the growth, a tumor kind of growth.
Yes.
Because apparently it is, creating the mass.
Okay.
Because before that, his thought pattern is very aberrant, a repetitive thinking in a wrong area.
Okay.
The reason for that is not aligning with in a big picture with the right purpose.
Yes.
So the initial reason which I told is the core primordial, malalignment with the universe, which automatically creates a aberrant thinking, a stressful situation that will automatically cause a recurrent growth in the name of cancer in the body.
Yes. Wow, that you have synced very much with the in a spiritual science aspect and as the metaphysical aspect. You have very much linked that point. You are a MBBS doctor and you are a spiritual scientist as well. This is a very good combination to ask you any question, whether it is related to a metaphysics or a spiritual science or at the physical level. So I just wanted to ask you one question. Like most of the industries which dominate the entire earth, one is the arms business, weapons business, and the second thing is medicine business. This is across the globe. Like we see the flourishing of these two businesses are very much huge. So as a MBBS doctor, what do you say that the use of medicine, like how far they are useful? Is it a bane or boon to the humanity?
See, basically, when you ask about the medicines, I would like to mention about all the systems.
Okay.
The moment human being adopted only the material way of life, we are coming here as a soul to learn, to have joy like a Vrindavan on the earth life, and then to liberate, to go to the higher dimensions. This is what actually the soul sense says. At one point of time, people has deviated from their path. Instead of learning, instead of living with a joy and with a purposeful life, they started living only a greedy material life. Whenever they are stuck like a pond in a material life, they started creating all these diseases, all these problems, and community problems, border problems, all these things. So to control that, the human race forced to create all these temporary and momentary solutions. Because the human being, he himself became a stagnated kind of situation he created. So because he is limited in thinking, limited in potential, to solve his problems, we have to create another limited pill, which works only in a particular environment, a particular person, with a particular dose and with a particular side reactions, of course, obviously, because every action has got its own operant reaction. So that's why, whether you call it as a medical system or education system or political system, whatever you call, they are all created in and around is a stagnated human being. So if the whole human race completely understand the middle path, where they are supposed to balance the spiritual half and the material half, because on the earth plane, we are coming with a physical body. So I don't say that you have to leave all these physical pleasures and then go like a saint life. We are here to balance everything. You can enjoy all the pleasures in the human life. Similarly, you have to balance the spiritual half also.
Yes.
Then the life is complete.
Hmm.
So in this scenario, whatever the medicines we are taking, temporarily they will give you relief
Hmm.
because you are with a limited thinking.
Yes.
The moment he jumps into the spiritual half,
Hmm.
and if he balances it, then there is no disease reminder, then there is
Yes.
no need of these drugs.
Hmm.
The reason for invention of all these drugs and chemical industry and pharma industry and all,
Yes.
because people are completely limited in their own thinking and limited in their own life.
Hmm.
So if all these spiritual organizations and the people who are enlightened,
Yes.
if they make the people bring into this spiritual half
Hmm.
in a proper way, then there is no use of going with all these temporary methods of different systems we have invented today.
Yes.
Not only with the pharma system,
Hmm.
all the systems
Yes.
automatically they wean off over a period of time. Initially one has to use.
Hmm.
I don't say that you have to stop drugs immediately.
Yes.
Every person we keep a medical doctor and then we do all the investigations
Hmm.
from the spiritual tablet system,
Yes.
and regularly they have to follow all their medication. One should not stop their medication.
Hmm.
Parallelly, whenever they balance the spiritual half, if they understand the who am I, if they understand their purpose of life,
Hmm.
if they understand their potential, like thought power, speech power, position power, time power, money power, all these 5 powers, if they understand very well,
Hmm.
if they use it in a righteous way, then they are perfect.
Yes.
Automatically, they can come out of all these external supports,
Yes.
whether it can be a medical or defense
Hmm.
or whatever you call.
Yes.
All the system supports, one can come out of it.
What I understand from what you're telling is like everyone has to understand the big picture of the life.
Exactly.
So once he is able to understand the big picture of the life, so he will understand that he is stuck up somewhere.
Exactly.
So that is the point where he will start to come out.
Exactly.
And he will start to grow, and maybe he will start to learn the spiritual quotient which is required in his life. So finally, I just wanted to ask, like, what is your final message to our audience in today's discussion?
Yeah. So being a medical doctor, in my childhood, I used to think I have to invent a medicine.
Okay.
It should treat from headache to cancer
Hmm.
and with a zero cost.
Okay.
So that is what I have that visualization.
Yes.
So today, with the last 25 years of journey,
Hmm.
thousands of case studies we have gone through,
Okay.
where we were able to give a brilliant solutions.
Hmm.
People who follow the plant-based diet and
Yes.
meditation,
Hmm.
take the pyramid power and understand the spiritual science, for those people,
Yes.
happily we gave a brilliant and miraculous solutions.
Yes.
Okay. So that's why here I would like to tell the people the diseases are nothing but our deranged mechanism.
Hmm.
Okay, one has to understand that they are not identifying the true potential.
Yes.
With a limited potential, they are creating the diseases.
Yes.
So if they realize their potential through meditation with breath observation every day,
Yes.
and then taking the righteous diet, righteous fuel for this physical system, the plant-based diet, and understanding the soul science,
Yes.
that will automatically relieve all the illnesses on the body. One need not depend on any kind of medicine or surgery or any kind of thing, provided if they work on themselves, they have to realize their own inner doctor.
Yes.
Okay, the spiritual intellect is the root,
Hmm.
and physical health is the fruit. To gain the physical health as a fruit, one has to work on the spiritual intellect.
Yes.
One should not simply depend on the external factors and then keep on unnecessarily spending the money, going through that pain. It is not required.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Gopal Krishna garu. So you have told very useful insights to our audience, and you have like given us the complete picture of the life, like from higher level to you have come down to from macro level to micro level. You have explained everything, all the diseases and what are the deep rooted reasons and how to come out of this one.
Yeah.
So the knowledge what you have shared is very much important to the audience and to me especially, because I am the first audience who is listening to the conversation. So thank you very much for giving this knowledge.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. One can contact me through PMC channel.
Yes.
Our spiritualtablets.com Android app as well as website is there.
Yes.
Through that one can contact me, and then definitely I can be helpful wherever they need. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was a very wonderful discussion with Dr. Gopal Krishna. So he has very wonderfully explained that in the physical life there is a requirement of even in the spiritual quotient as well. So when we are able to balance both the physical thing and the spiritual quotient, so we will be able to minimize the damage in terms of disease what we are getting, and we will be able to improve the life span, the life longevity, and the the quality of the life can be improved. So that was told by him in a very elegant manner, very simple manner, and very lucid manner. So that's all for today's episode. We will meet in the another episode. Till then, signing off, Shrikant Dhulipala. Thank you very much.